Ciao everybody, Caterina here. Welcome to my home. What a glorious day today is. And tomorrow is my sweet Papa's birthday. So I'm going to be preparing cream puffs. But before I continue, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate and thank all your comments and your little messages with regards to my parents. I can guarantee you it's not rehearsed. What you see, what is, and I marvel at them. To think many, many years ago that they came here with absolutely nothing, and my sweet Papa worked so hard, and my mother as well. She was the quintessential coupon cutter, and they managed to raise a family, and as far as I'm concerned, they're the most successful people I know. I'd like to mention something. I recall when I was just a very young girl, my sweet Papa came home after being told that he was not going to get paid for 3 months' work that he did. To a young family, this was devastating to my parents. And I understand that this practice is still going on with immigrants, putting in hours and hours, and then contractors turning around and deciding not to pay them, declare bankruptcy, etc. It was absolutely devastating to my mother. I can assure you that my mother was counting on that money, not for a trip to Hawaii or jewelry or something fancy, but for food on the table, clothes for her children, and a roof over her head. So please, before you decide to not pay an immigrant for their work, go to their home and pay a visit to their children and their family, because it really does make a difference. And to all you people who know of contractors that do this practice, don't hire them. Now, on a brighter note, let's get started with these cream puffs. Okay, I've set my heat to low, medium to low. To the pan, I'm going to add 1 cup of milk and 1 cup of cream. To the cream and milk, I'm going to add ½ a cup of granulated sugar. I'm just going to let the sugar melt in the milk mixture. Okay, I have 2 large eggs here at room temperature. I'm just going to give them a quick scramble. Okay, to the eggs I'm going to add 1/4 cup of cornstarch. I'm just going to mix this until all the lumps have dissolved. Okay, now I'm just going to add a pinch of salt. Now that my milk mixture has warmed up, we're going to start tempering the eggs. I'm just going to add the warm milk slowly. This way we'll bring the egg mixture up to the temperature of the milk. You don't want to end up with scrambled eggs. Okay, now I'm just going to add the mixture to the pot and mix until it's the thickness I like. Okay, you cannot leave your stove. Just keep mixing. Okay, now that it's boiling, you see how the little bubbles are coming through right there? Now, this is very important. You count to 60 and continue stirring. Now, there are no children coming here tomorrow, so I'm going to place one of my dad's favorite liqueurs, and that's Grand Marnier, 1 tablespoon. And I like to add it once the cream is made. This way, the flavor will stay. And 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean paste. Okay. I'm going to say it, if you can only smell my kitchen. Oh, it's wonderful. 3 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Okay, I put an additional sheet of plastic wrap over the custard. This way, it won't form a film in the refrigerator for 4 hours. Now we're going to start with the puff pastries. It's basically a choux paste. In a saucepan at medium heat, 1 cup of water. Okay, I'm going to add ½ a cup of unsalted butter, and I'm going to allow it to melt. I'm going to raise the heat from medium to high, just ever so slightly. I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of sugar, ½ a teaspoon of kosher salt. Okay, now that the butter has melted, I put my heat up to high, and I'm adding 1 cup of all-purpose flour. Okay, I'm going to continuously mix until all the bubbles are gone. Okay, just keep mixing and mixing. You see this film at the bottom? once you see that, you know it's almost ready. It's not quite there. You see how it's gathering together, and you know your paste is ready. So I'm going to add the choux paste to my stand mixer with a paddle. I'm just going to let it cool a little bit. You don't want it too hot. You don't want to end up with scrambled eggs. The choux paste is very hot. I'm going to let it cool for approximately 5 minutes. I'm going to add a total of 4 large eggs, but I'm going to add them one at a time. Okay, second egg. Then add 3. And 4. Preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, my choux paste is ready. I'm just going to scrape it down, and I'm going to put it in a pastry bag. Okay, I have it in my disposable bag. Now what I did is I just unraveled it, and I'm just going to do little puff pastries. All right, perfect. There. Okay, I'm just going to spray them. I'm not going to put any wash on them because we're going to be dipping them in a chocolate glaze. I'm going to put it in my 425 degree oven for 10 minutes. I'm then going to bring the heat down to 375 for an additional 30 minutes. I will rotate the pan. I'm going to prepare the chocolate glaze for my cream puffs. Here I have 3/4 cup of cream, and I'm going to heat it up. I'm going to chop up my semi-sweet chocolate, and this chocolate here is sent to me by my beautiful cousin Rosetta from Germany. Ciao Rosetta, grazie mille per la cioccolata. I ask her for chocolate and she sends me tons of it. Mille baci Rosetta. Delicious. 3/4 cups of chocolates here. I sliced them finely. Now I'm going to add the hot cream. Quarter cup of corn syrup. This is what gives it that lovely sheen. And I'm just going to leave it alone for 10 minutes. I'm going to prepare the whipping cream for the custard. I'm going to add it to the custard. I have 1 cup of whipping cream, 1/4 cup of mascarpone cheese. You can use creme fraiche if you prefer. A tablespoon of icing sugar. Okay, I'm going to just whip this up. Okay, my pastry cream was in the refrigerator for 4 hours. I'm going to give it a nice whip. So my whipping cream is beautiful. It's completely whipped. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold it into the pastry cream. This will definitely lighten up the pastry cream. Okay, I'm just going to fold everything in together. And now we're ready for piping. I turned off my oven. I pierced them all. Now I'm going to put them back in the oven with the door ajar and let them dry for 1 hour. Okay, now it's time to fill my little puffs. Where I'm looking for the hole where I placed for them to dry out, and now I have this little, and I'm just going to fill. See? It's so much easier with this tip. Okay, my cream puffs are completely done. I filled them up with the pastry cream, and now I'm just going to put the chocolate glaze on them. I gave the glaze a nice mix, and this is all we're going to do. Just beautiful. So this is the last puff pastry. I did 2 batches for my sweet Papa's birthday cake, and I'm going to let these cool and dry in the refrigerator for a couple of hours, and then I'm going to assemble my sweet Papa puff pastry cake. So we're going to thank God. Today is my beautiful sweet Papa's birthday. I made a beautiful lunch for him and my puff pastry cake. Now we have champagne, my champagne.
Salud. Naci cent'anni fa. Oh, I'm sorry, ma. Naci cent'anni. Che cin cin papà, cin cin papà. Oh, you don't have to thank me, Pa. You don't have to thank me. Pa, you like the cake I made for you? Puff pastry cake with Bachi chocolate. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to the sweetest father. Happy birthday to you. Another 100 million years. Pa, how does it taste?
Number one.
Delicioso?
Yeah, beautiful.
Delicious?
Yeah.
Did you think my subscribers should make it? Yes.
Thank you very much.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine with all my heart. This is what I love to do, to please you. You two, the most beautiful people in the world that I know. I want to thank you all for joining me today. And it's Katerina from my home to yours. But do you think everybody should hit the like button? Hit the like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Ciao. What's going on? What is all the ruckus? Even on my father's birthday, you're causing chaos?
They're gonna let him win.
You're gonna let my papa win today? Why are you gonna let him win? Yes? You're gonna allow my papa to cheat and win. Happy birthday, Papa! Happy birthday, Papa!
No, no,
Pa, is he cheating? Ah, he's cheating. Ah, so he's the cheater.